The gas stations are graveyards of rusted pumps and shattered glass. The refineries, smoking craters that glow at night. Don't ask why. Your car sits there, useless as a paperweight, while something with too many legs skitters past your hideout every few hours. You need fuel. Not tomorrow, not next week, now. Good news, we're making gasoline from literal garbage. Bad news, it might kill you. But hey, so will walking. Start by finding anything that was once alive and can burn. Wood, corn stalks, plastic bottles from the before times, old tires, that suspicious jerky you've been saving. You're not picky anymore. Dump it all into a metal container, a steel drum, an old water heater, whatever survived the fires. Seal it tight, but drill a hole in the top and jam a copper pipe through it. No copper, steel works. No steel, find a car's exhaust pipe. The apocalypse is about improvisation, not perfection. Now comes the fun part, pyrolysis. Big word, simple concept. You're cooking trash without oxygen until it breaks down into gas. Build a fire under your container, hot, hotter than your anger at whoever launched those missiles. As the temperature climbs past 400 degrees Celsius, you won't have a thermometer, so just wait until the metal glows like a demon's eye. Vapor starts rushing through that pipe. This isn't steam, it's a cocktail of methane, carbon monoxide, and other compounds that would make a chemist weep. Run that pipe through cold water, a bucket, a puddle, that suspicious green pond behind the pharmacy. The vapor cools, condenses, and drips out as a brownish liquid that smells like death had a baby with a tire fire. Here's where it gets spicy. That first batch, it's basically napalm's dropout cousin. Too thick? Cut it with cooking oil from that Chinese restaurant that somehow still has intact fryers. Too thin? You overcooked it. Congratulations, you made lighter fluid. The sweet spot is when it looks like apple juice that's been through trauma. Test it by dipping a rag in and lighting it. Burn steady for 10 seconds? Gold. Burns your eyebrows off in a flash? Add more heavy stuff. Doesn't burn at all? You just made tar. Start over and maybe pray to whatever gods survived the bombs.
Method 2, if you're feeling fancy, fermentation and distillation. Find anything with sugar, rotting fruit, that case of energy drinks in the abandoned gym, corn if you're lucky, mash it up, add water, throw in some yeast from old bread or beer bottles. Let it sit for a week in whatever passes for warmth now. It'll bubble, stink, and turn into alcohol. Not the drinking kind, unless you're really desperate. Then distill it. Boil it in one container, run the vapor through a coiled pipe submerged in cold water, collect what drips out. That's ethanol. Mix it with your pyrolysis juice at about 15% ethanol to 85% garbage gas, and your engine might actually turn over. But wait, there's a third way, and it's so stupid it's brilliant. Remember those electric cars everyone was so proud of? Their battery packs are gold mines of lithium and cobalt, but more importantly, they're usually near charging stations with backup generators. Find one. Those generators run on natural gas or propane, and the tanks are usually intact because nobody thinks to loot gas you can't put in a regular car. Crack the valve, fill your containers. But here's the trick. Propane needs to be converted. Run it through a vaporizer, mix it with air at about a 1:25 ratio, and feed it directly into a modified carburetor. Your car will run like it's having a seizure, but it'll run. Plus, propane doesn't go bad. That tank from 2024, still good in 2034, when the mutant deer have learned to use tools. The science? Hydrocarbons are hydrocarbons. Your car doesn't care if they came from Saudi Arabia or Satan's compost heap. Long carbon chains break down under heat, recombine into shorter chains. That's your fuel. Will it run clean? Hell no. Will it run? Probably. Will it explode? Only one way to find out. Pro tip from someone who's blown up 3 cars figuring this out. Always, always ground your containers. Static electricity plus homemade fuel equals you becoming a cautionary tale someone spray paints on a wall. Wrap wire around your drum, stick the other end in the dirt. Also, that weird sulfur smell, that's not the fuel. That's rubber seals in your engine melting because your octane is all wrong. Add mothballs. Yeah, mothballs to boost octane. 1 ball per gallon. The naphthalene acts like the lead in old gasoline, minus the brain damage. Well, less brain damage. Everything's relative when you're huffing apocalypse fumes. Pour it in, turn the key, and listen. If the engine coughs to life, congratulations, you just bought yourself another 100 miles of not dying. If it catches fire, well, at least you'll be warm tonight.